Noble Waja. And I come from Ghana and I work for Oilwatch, and also I'm a member of the Oilwatch African Steering Committee. The climate change challenges that we have today, cannot be delinked from colonial mindset of extraction. So Africa has gone, the global south for that matter, including Africa, have gone through years of experiencing, how do I call it, production and consumption practices that does not tally with what we really get out of that production and consumption. Production and consumption that is linked to opening up our natural resources for international trade, and that has hurt our environment because of the unbridled nature of exploitation of our resources, which payment does not commensurate with what we take away. So in the process, we have lost our environmental integrity, and a lot of people are now in the quagmire of poverty. And now and all these things happened because there is an overconsumption in the global north, and they relied on these resources. And now we have turned to be facing the climate debt. It's causing a kind of debt for us because now African governments are on edge to go for loans to fix the climate challenges. Coastal resilience issues, forest management issues, dry lands is responding to desertification and all that. So it has created a condition for African countries who have lost their resources through overexploitation and overconsumption by some other sections of the global community, are now trying to become the fixers of the problem which they have not caused. And we think that is the injustice aspect of it, because we all know that Africa did very little contributing to the climate change. So in the fairness of every human context, it is proper that those who created the problem more should be more up and doing in addressing the problem. And that is what is normally called a different but differentiated responsibility. But we don't have that now. Now we are being stampeded to believe that Africa will be the hardest hit in the face of a climate crisis, for which reason we are also in a hurry to grab loans from everywhere to fix the climate problem, which we are not part of. And that's the injustice aspect of it, which is creating debt. And we are saying that it is time for conscience to work. Those who have caused these troubles to the world should repair the damages that they have caused. And that is the damage, and to restore the ecosystems that have given us so much food in the past. And this is the context in which my opening statement was set.
What are the existing challenges so far in relation to repairing the damages they have caused? Because the campaign for loss and damage repair has been there for long.
So the conundrum between justice, debts, restoration and damage is all weaved around a certain mindset which we are calling the colonial mindset of extraction. It is for citizens like you to avail yourself to, excuse me to say, popular knowledge in order to contribute to the discussion. And this discussion, or this thing that I'm calling on you to do, is not also linked with our political governance structures. It is important for us to see this whole climate debate as a political governance debate, because those who we elect into power must attest to these challenges that we are talking about in order to fashion out their policy thinking. We cannot be grabbing things like carbon credit and think that we are doing anything better for citizens. And this aspect of carbon credit and all the other forms of force solutions, GMO-led food production systems are all at odds with what we have to do as people, as Ugandans, as Africans, East Africans, or West Africans, to survive as a human being. Energy is a denominator for every economic growth. So now the world has come to understand, to some extent, whether we like it or not, we have come to understand that the time of fossil energy is over. And the new frontier is the renewable energy. Some call it renewable energy, but on the platform of energy transition. And we are saying that if we don't reconstitute ourselves as a continent to think through how we want to be part of that transition arrangement, we risk getting onto the platform of another cycle of colonialism, because our new energy resources, which is envisaged to drive the global progress into the future, risk being grabbed again, just like we have done to the other natural resources, the oil and gas, the mining, the cobalt, and all the have you that all that we have on the continent. So the energy transition, which is linked to the renewable energy frontier, has to be thought through. And in that thinking, the African continent must wake up as one body to fashion out, or if there is to fashion out legislations and policies or guidance, a guiding framework that drives all of us into a unified front. Otherwise, we reach a situation where one company from another part of the world will jump onto Uganda and have a bilateral relationship with you, and another doing it in my country and elsewhere. And then in that way, the continent risks being fragmented more. So it is important for us to rally around groups like the African Union and look at what models they have and see how we can fashion out those models to work for the benefit of the collective.
Kazi-Njema, online, live from Hoima City.